Breaking news. Massive developments are coming out of Los Angeles as Chargers training camp officially kicks off. And this year, it's different. Jim Harbaugh enters year 2. Expectations are sky high. And every single rep could shape the future of this team. But here's the real headline. Intense position battles are already brewing, and some rising stars may shock everyone by leapfrogging into starting roles. From rookies with something to prove, to veterans fighting for snaps. This camp could be a turning point in the Chargers' entire 2025 campaign. Before we break it all down, do this now. If you're a true Bold fam member, hit that like button, subscribe, and smash the bell icon so you never miss an update from Chargers HQ. Done? Let's move forward. This is your inside access to every camp battle, breakout player, and strategic shift the Bolts are making. Let's get into it. Wide receiver battle heating up. Tre Harris versus Quentin Johnston. Let's get right into one of the biggest position battles of Chargers training camp 2025. And trust me, it's going to be electric. On one side, you've got Tre Harris, the explosive rookie out of the draft, expected to line up as the X-receiver. He's that outside weapon, the sideline threat with size and separation, tailor-made for Justin Herbert's deep ball attack. If you're a Chargers fan missing the Mike Williams type of presence, Harris could be that next man up with his own twist of speed and route versatility. But wait, enter Quentin Johnston, the former first-rounder now walking into a make-or-break year. After a rocky rookie campaign, the pressure is on. Can he finally earn the trust of both the coaching staff and Justin Herbert? His role isn't guaranteed. With weapons like Ladd McConkey also in the mix, Johnston may find himself fighting not just for reps, but for relevance. And here's the real question. Will Tre Harris steal the spotlight early and push Johnston further down the depth chart? Or can Quentin flash enough in camp to stake his claim as a starting weapon in Harbaugh's offense? All signs from minicamp suggest Harris is already turning heads, smooth routes, confident catches, and clear chemistry developing with Herbert. That's not just hype, it's traction, and it puts real pressure on Johnston to rise. This is the kind of camp battle that doesn't just decide snaps. It could shape the future of the Chargers receiving core for years to come. Keep your eyes on it. The RB showdown. Najee Harris versus Omarion Hampton. Who will lead the Bolts backfield? The Los Angeles Chargers are officially entering a new offensive era, and it starts on the ground. At the heart of this transformation, a bruising, high-stakes training camp battle between Najee Harris, the veteran powerhouse, and Omarion Hampton, the hungry rookie out to prove he belongs. Both backs are locks to make the roster. That's not the debate. The real question is, who becomes the go-to weapon in this run-heavy offense? Najee Harris, signed as a top-tier free agent, brings the resume. His offseason reports have been nothing short of glowing. Elite work ethic, strong leadership presence, and the kind of physical running style that perfectly matches Jim Harbaugh's system. He's built for early downs, red zone bruising, and punishing defenders late in games. But don't sleep on Omarion Hampton. This rookie is turning heads already, and the buzz around him is eerily similar to the rise of J.K. Dobbins in Harbaugh's past offenses. He's got breakaway speed, natural receiving ability, and explosive playmaking that brings a whole new dynamic to the Chargers' backfield. What's fascinating is how complementary yet interchangeable these two backs really are. Najee can catch. Hampton can lower the shoulder. Both can handle third down. It's rare to have two backs with such overlapping skill sets. And it sets up one of the most intriguing competitions in camp. Will Harris dominate as the bruising RB1? Or will Hampton's big play energy make it impossible to keep him off the field? This battle won't just determine carries. It could define the identity of the Chargers' 2025 offense. Make no mistake, this running game is no longer an afterthought. It's about to become one of the most feared in the league. Chargers backup battles. Rocket, Kamani, Davis, and KLS, who breaks through. The Chargers' backfield depth chart is shaping up to be one of the most competitive in recent memory. And it's not just about the top names. The fight behind Najee Harris and Omarion Hampton is where things get very real. Let's start with the surprise name that's generated serious buzz. Raheem "Rocket" Sanders. He's got that rare NFL build, size, power, and straight line speed. The fact that he slipped into the hands of the Chargers as an undrafted free agent, that could end up being a major steal. Rocket has all the tools to be a dangerous backup with long-term starter potential. He mirrors some of the traits we already love in Najee and Hampton, but adds that raw upside that's hard to coach. But competition is fierce. Hassan Haskins, a proven contributor on special teams and in hybrid roles, isn't going quietly. He's reliable, physical, and coaches trust him. That kind of value is tough to replace, especially when roster spots are tight. And don't forget Kamani Vidal, the underrated third-down weapon. He might be smaller, but he's lightning quick, has soft hands, and already has a highlight moment. His very first NFL touch resulted in a touchdown from Justin Herbert on a wheel route. Coaches are noticing. His role could quietly grow, especially if the Chargers want a true change of pace threat. Bottom line, this backup RB battle is wide open, and it matters more than ever in a run-first system. Whether it's Rocket's upside, Haskins' reliability, or Vidal's versatility, the outcome here could make or break a few careers. WR Showdown. Jarrell Davis versus KLS, speed versus speed. Over at wide receiver, there's another under-the-radar battle heating up. Jarrell Davis versus Kendra Lambert-Smith. Davis already has a roster foothold as one of the league's top return specialists. His speed is legit, and he flashed as a deep threat last season when the Chargers' receiving core thinned out. For a moment, it looked like Herbert had found a new vertical weapon in Davis. But now enters KLS, who's just as fast, and maybe even a cleaner route runner. He's quietly becoming a name to watch. Lambert-Smith has the tools to be that vertical field stretcher, and his ability to separate deep could be exactly what Herbert needs to maximize his cannon of an arm. The real question is, who earns Herbert's trust? Who gets open more in live drills? Who finishes plays in full team scrimmages? With the receiver room already packed, this battle could determine who stays on the active roster and who ends up buried on the depth chart, or off the team entirely. It's fast versus faster, flash versus trust, and it's going to be a storyline to follow closely in camp. Final WR spot showdown, KLS, Reagor, or the undrafted surprise. With 5 receiver spots seemingly locked in, Ladd McConkey, Mike Williams, Trey Harris, Quentin Johnston, and Jarrell Davis, the 6th wide receiver slot becomes a fierce battlefield. That final spot? It's up for grabs. And the race is heating up between Kendra Lambert-Smith, Jalen Reagor, and an emerging underdog, Luke Grimm. KLS may have the edge with his deep threat speed, and his versatility makes him a natural fit for the Chargers' evolving passing attack. But don't count out Reagor, a former first-round pick who flashed in limited moments last season. He's still got burners and experience, 2 things that can't be ignored in a depth role. Then comes Luke Grimm, a true wild card. The undrafted rookie is quickly turning heads at camp, showing crafty route running, reliable hands, and shades of Ladd McConkey's short area burst. His game fits the slot position beautifully, and if the Chargers are looking to replicate that quick release option across formations, Grimm may be the perfect insurance policy. The real question, do the Chargers keep 6, 7, practice squad flexibility? Reagor has pedigree. Grimm has momentum. KLS has raw speed. This is a classic training camp grinded out scenario, and whoever shows the most chemistry with Herbert when the pads come on, that's the guy who will rise. Tight end battle, the lock versus the wild card. Next up is arguably the most exciting sleeper storyline of Chargers camp. Tyler Conklin versus Oronde Gadsden 2. Let's be clear, Conklin is T1. He's a proven, physical, chain-moving tight end who brings consistency, security, and veteran awareness, all things the Chargers have lacked at the position for years. Herbert is already showing signs of leaning on him heavily during red zone installs. He's going to be a key piece in 2025. But then there's Gadsden, the X factor. This kid might be the steal of the rookie class for Los Angeles. Tall, fluid, and gifted with wide receiver-like ball skills, Gadsden offers something different, a matchup nightmare with massive upside. Think Jared Cook vibes, but younger and far more versatile. Early projections had him barely contributing in year 1, maybe a red zone specialist, maybe not even active every Sunday. But now the talk is shifting. He's making plays in tight windows, separating at the top of routes, and quietly building a rapport with Herbert. If this trajectory continues, don't be surprised if Gadsden finishes the year with a real stat line, 400 plus yards, multiple scores, and a strong case to be T1 in 2026. Remember the name, #86. He's not just fighting for a roster spot. He's fighting to become the next breakout weapon in the Chargers' offense. Tight end depth battle. Can Stevo Clutch shake up the room? With Tyler Conklin locked in as the Chargers clear T1, the focus shifts to the depth chart chess match behind him, and there's a sleeper making noise. Stevo Clutch. Yes, Tucker Fisk is the veteran name fans recognize. A tough, gritty blocker and core special teamer who knows how to fill a role. But Klotz? He's quietly becoming one of training camp's most intriguing names. What sets Klotz apart is his hybrid potential. He's showing signs of being more than just a developmental tight end. Think fullback. Think motion H-back. Think weapon. The Chargers haven't had a true versatile chess piece at that spot since the Jared Cook days. But Klotz may be about to carve out a unique role, not just as T3 or T4, but as a Swiss Army knife in Jim Harbaugh's offense. Chargers fans should keep their eyes locked on this camp storyline. Could Klotz become Harbaugh's next Kyle Juszczyk-style weapon? If he continues to flash as a blocker, a route runner, and a potential red zone mismatch, he could force the staff to keep him on the 53-man roster, even if it means going deeper at tight end than expected. Center battle gets real. Zion Johnson versus Bradley Bozeman versus Andre James. Now to one of the most watched and most critical battles of Chargers training camp, the starting center position. Los Angeles didn't draft a center in 2024, and it raised some eyebrows. But now, they've created an open competition that could reshape the interior offensive line. Let's start with Zion Johnson. Originally drafted to be a franchise guard, Johnson has had an up and down start to his career. But now, he's being seriously tested at center, a move that might unlock his potential. With his strength, football IQ, and athleticism, Zion could transition smoothly and become the stable force this offense desperately needs in the middle. On the other hand, there's Bradley Bozeman, brought in with starting experience, but coming off a shaky year. While he has familiarity and size, his recent performance hasn't inspired much confidence. If the Chargers want stability, Bozeman needs a strong camp to hold off challengers. Then there's Andre James, the wild card. Underrated, versatile, and proven at times, James could quietly emerge as a sneaky contender if the top two falter. This isn't just about who starts. It's about protecting Justin Herbert and commanding the offense. A clean snap, strong communication, and recognition of blitz. Those are non-negotiables. The winner of this battle could directly impact the success of the entire offense. And if Zion Johnson takes control of the job, it could finally be the breakout moment everyone's been waiting for. The Los Angeles Chargers defensive line is entering training camp with big shoes to fill and even bigger questions to answer. One of the most intriguing storylines this summer centers around a fierce three-way battle at the center of the defensive line. With veterans like Poona Ford and Morgan Fox no longer on the roster, it's time for the next generation to step forward. Among the names to watch, Deshaun Hand, Justin Abai, and Naquan Jones. Hand brings flashes of dominance in limited snaps, but can he hold up in a larger role? That's still unknown. But the real spotlight? It's firmly on Justin Abai. Drafted in 2024 with high expectations, Abai possesses rare strength and an aggressive pass rushing skill set. His rookie season showed potential, but not production. Now, with an open lane ahead, he's got the chance to show exactly why the Chargers picked him. Another exciting name in the mix is Scott Matlock, a player coaches believe can make a leap this season. And don't overlook Titart, a powerful interior presence who may just emerge as the Chargers' next anchor against the run. This defensive line rotation, filled with hungry, talented, and unproven names, could either stabilize the middle or expose a major weakness. But one thing is certain, training camp is about to be a war zone in the trenches, and the Chargers' future in the run game may depend on who wins it. Training camp battles are heating up in Los Angeles, and it's not just the defensive line under the microscope. At linebacker, all eyes are on the clash between veteran enforcer Denzel Perryman and rising star Junior Colson. Perryman brings leadership and physicality, the kind of guy who hits like a freight train and commands respect. But Colson? He's the future knocking at the door. With elite speed, sharp instincts, and familiarity with the defensive scheme, Colson has a real shot to overtake the veteran. If he shines in camp, we could be witnessing the changing of the guard. Now, shift the focus to the edge rushers, and we're talking fireworks. Kyle Kennard, the exciting new addition, is looking to shake up the rotation. He's raw but explosive, the kind of player who could earn a key role if he proves reliable early. Standing in his way is Bud Dupree, the experienced option who filled that crucial fourth spot last season. The Chargers will be watching closely to see who handles reps better behind Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, and Tuli Tuipulotu. This battle could come down to how these players perform against elite competition like Rashawn Slater and Joe Alton practice. These are the matchups that define training camp. Iron sharpening iron. In the secondary, don't overlook the subtle war brewing at cornerback. Dean Leonard, a reliable special teams contributor, faces a strong challenge from Benjamin St. Just, a long, physical corner who fits the mold of a press-man defender. Leonard may have the edge due to experience and trust on special teams. But if St. just shows he can lock down receivers in camp, things could change quickly. Also keep an eye on Trikweze Bridges, the towering 7th-round rookie with a massive frame and long arms. He's a dark horse to sneak onto the final roster, especially if he makes splash plays in preseason. From linebackers to corners to edge rushers, the Chargers' defense is loaded with competition, and every rep in camp is going to matter. This is where jobs are won, and it's where the 2025 identity of this defense will be shaped. The battle for the Chargers secondary is as wide open as it's ever been, and there's talent everywhere you look. Let's start with Nico Reed, the former Oregon cornerback. He's quick, smooth in coverage, and brings real agility to the position. But with a crowded cornerback room, can he force his way onto the 53-man roster? Dante Jackson adds veteran presence, while young names like Christian Fulton are also in the mix. Someone will break through. The only question is who. It's an open competition, and training camp could reveal this year's breakout corner. Now shift your eyes to safety, because that position is about to get very interesting. On one side, you have Tony Jefferson, the seasoned veteran returning from retirement. He's smart, reliable, and brings leadership to the back end of the defense. On the other side, there's R.J. Mickens, the explosive late-round rookie who already turned heads during OTAs and minicamp. Mickens is fast, instinctive, and plays with the kind of confidence that makes coaches take notice. If he keeps it up, don't be surprised if he steals meaningful snaps by the end of camp. But the surprises don't stop in the secondary. At quarterback, there's an unexpected competition brewing deep on the depth chart. Trey Lance versus DJ Uiagalelei. Two quarterbacks, both once seen as future stars, now looking to revive their careers in Los Angeles. Lance, a former first-round pick, still has the tools. DJU, once a college phenom, now has a clean slate. The Chargers are betting on upside, and one of them could end up as the long-term backup behind Justin Herbert. These are low-risk, high-reward options. And if either one clicks, the Bolts might have found gold. And don't forget about running back Marion Hampton. Number 8 is already drawing attention behind the scenes. If his momentum continues into camp, he could be this year's unexpected offensive spark. Every camp has surprises. But this year, the Chargers have more than just competition. They have real chances for transformation.